This is Justin AMZN on Monday, March 8th, 2021. Taking a look at the 5 minute on the stock. Opened up with a pretty nice triangle here and then broke down. So kind of had some lower highs and higher lows right on the 21 here and then broke down. And then all of this was just retesting. It wasn't going up, that's for sure. All of this was like retesting. It got back right into the 21 multiple times, looked like it was going to hold, needed to go bullish, went bearish, came back into it again, broke down, and then just continued to roll over. S curves down all day long. Maybe not all day long. I mean, we had a really nice, looked like a nice base through here. If I could draw it straight. No, one more time. Close enough. So that showed up, and then you had some resistance and some support. And then I've got the 2850 call. Actually, what I wanted to point out is the closing price from Friday, right around $8, was support here and kind of support, and then it broke down, and then that was resistance, and then resistance the rest of the day. And similarly, so that was the 3150 call, and then the 2850 put closed about here, and that was resistance, and then we got back into it as resistance, and then started to work, and then retested and didn't quite hold it as cleanly. But just kind of comparing the difference in the options. This option was actually looking okay earlier in the day. Really had a nice place to buy right at $8. The low here was $7.10, and really just held the $7 price pretty well. So could have been buying this. This put 8 by 7, so buying with a limit order to get in at 8 and a stop down at 7, and then a target of 3R would be 11, and that would have filled up over here somewhere. Would have gapped above and probably would have gotten some nice some nice slippage. But then on the call side, where it's like, okay, maybe we can rally, maybe we can get going. I mean, it put in a base here, but this base didn't really line up with anything. So that was like this or this area. Actually, let's turn off drawing. You can find out. Okay, so that was all of this area. Looked like it was holding that $6 price and only went up to 8. So you could have scalped it back up, but it had already broken down. It really just, other than open the way where it opened here, it really didn't get going, and it actually didn't open that great. The 3200 call opened a little better because it was right on the same price where it had closed. So this is where you could have been buying $5 with a 5 by 4. So buy with a limit of 5 and a stop down at 4 and target of 8. That would have been 3R. That would have worked right out the gate, and then would have gotten you back in again here, but then wouldn't have worked. Would have only gotten up to 7 instead of 8. So this one would have worked for 3R. This would have probably been getting out of it, maybe for an R, maybe trailing out for half an hour gain, something like that. But that's the 3200, which that's the other thing. The 3150. So at one point this was only like maybe all through here. That was only about 150 points away when it was putting in the lows here at 6, and then the 2850, that was about 150 points away here, and this was already much more expensive. So this was like $6. This was closer to like $10, $11. And granted, we were a little bit closer, but as we pulled back into the 21, we're about the same distance away in terms of strikes, and the puts are much more expensive. That's kind of a little bit telling. Puts are they just have more premium. They're more expensive. There's a bearish edge, and so it's priced in that way. That's at least what it looks like. We did sell down. We were still above this line. We close, let's see, is this a shaved bottom? Pretty close. The low and the close are within $1 of each other. So there's a tiny wick. I can't even see it, but Yeah, we're getting really close to this line. If we get a close with this line, especially if we close below this hammer dragonfly doji sort of candle here, if we close below that, um, yeah, just get into some puts, protect, the downside here. If we can somehow rally out of here, I was really hoping to get into the 21 before getting, a rollover. It moved up a little bit, but not enough. It did put in this nice clean triangle at the open. Took about an hour and a half to, I don't know, 2 hours to do that. And then from there, it was, lower the rest of the day. It didn't just totally, rush lower like it has been. Went sideways for a couple more hours. So gave you an opportunity to, kind of reevaluate and figure out what it's going to do. This was a little too expensive. Probably would have need to go out a little bit further to get $100 risk. Let's see, the 2800. I just don't like the lighter volume over here, but 8x7 looks like you could have been buying puts up in here. You already know the edge is bearish. Couldn't get back above this candle. So buying through here, 8x7 could have worked with the target up at 11. That would have filled over here. It's just that's a lot further away. So that's around 200 points away. Looking for even on a Monday, but looking for that move to get back up to the resistance here and then continue on. When it's just been going sideways. I mean, it looked like a little bit of a different day through here. It wasn't selling off really hard. So not sure what kind of day we're going to have tomorrow. Like I said, I'd like to see it rally, but we're just edging closer to this line, and so that's kind of what I'm keeping an eye on. So we'll see how and if we interact with that. We're quite a ways above this downtrending red line, so we would need to get into the 2800s, to get back into that line there. So that's entirely possible too. That'd be contending with this low over here. So we'll see what happens. Hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.